Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. If you're not subscribed yet, please do so and click the notification button. If you are subscribed, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And also please like, comment and share with your loved ones. So today I'm just going to talk about a not so generic way of how you can use social media. People come into social media thinking that it's very easy, but if you're somebody who's very intentional about social media, you really need to understand it and how it works from a marketing perspective, whether you're marketing yourself as an individual or whether you're marketing your business. And you need to understand the different types of platforms and the different, not really study or worry about the algorithm and what is trending, but what is your goal and what is your intention with social media. So there's also different types of platform. We've got LinkedIn, we've got Instagram, we've got Facebook, we've got TikTok. Those are like the four most dominating. And then we've got other platforms. Oh no, sorry, I forgot Twitter. We also have X now, that we can call it X. And then we also have your Snapchat and all that. But you need to understand, we also have WhatsApp Business, people consider WhatsApp as a social media platform, I'm hardly on WhatsApp. So number one, I hardly use WhatsApp. And that is simply because WhatsApp is people that know you, who are not necessarily your customers, I have my aunts and my uncles who are on WhatsApp. I would not sell my products or my personal development course or my speaking to my aunts and my uncles. They're not interested. They could not be bothered, So I hardly post on WhatsApp, or I'm hardly even on it. People who know me, they know that if you send me a message now, you can get a response after a month or two, if not three, And then you also need to know which platform that relates to the person that you're trying to be. So I'm on social media for business, and business, that is my personal speaking and the products that I'm one day going to sell. But as you all know that I have a student accommodation, and none of my students did I get from Instagram, but 90% of my students I got from Facebook, So which platform am I going to invest in? I'm going to invest in Facebook with my student accommodation business specifically. Do I have a Instagram presence for my student accommodation? Yes, I do. The reason for that is for my potential investors, and it's also for my own followers, that they can see that I do have an existing business that is actually running. But none of and I repeat this, none of the people who are using the product, who are students, who are my customers for the student accommodation, I got them from Instagram. What does that tell you? It means that for me to get clients for my student accommodation, I would have to invest more in my Facebook and my Facebook page for the student accommodation itself, right? That's number one. So I'm also going to talk about how I also get clients for the student accommodation, and that is also through referrals. So I have a system, a commission-based system, where if you refer somebody to live at one of my student accommodation, I pay you a fee. And those are the two most ways I've gotten students. I really have never used any other method. In the beginning, I tried flyers. It didn't work. I spent money on flyers and posters, and I went to the campuses. I met with the student council. It did not work at all. So I would not invest my time in that. But I do invest a lot in pictures, how I take the pictures so that I can use them for social media. And that is specifically Facebook and Facebook only. And even on Facebook, it's not the Facebook page. The Facebook page for my student accommodation, which is Victoria Village, it has nothing whatsoever. It's not necessarily updated, but it's actually me following the name of the campuses or the group campuses on social media, and then only through that. So a student would, for example, be following UJ student accommodation, and that is what I also need to follow in order for them to get their attention, So you need to understand that, number one. And then number two, for example, with the people that you're trying to attract currently and in the future. So that is how I use my LinkedIn and my Instagram. So what I did, and this, I don't know, a big part of me felt like it was a mistake, but I've lived long enough and I've done a lot of things enough to know that every time I think I've made a mistake, God is just redirecting me. So what I did with Instagram recently, I deleted everybody that I personally know, at least 90%. I literally removed them off my Instagram. And that is because when you approach brands to work with, the number one thing that they look at is engagement rate, right? So if somebody is following you simply because they know you, the chances of them engaging in your content are less than somebody who's following you because of your content. So this person does not know you personally, but they know your content and they follow you because of that. The chances of that person engaging are higher than your high school friend or your cousin. So I literally removed 90% of the people that followed that followed me, because I felt like this is, now we're talking Instagram. This is really because they were killing my engagement rate, but they were also, I don't know, I didn't feel free enough until I did that. The type of things that I post now and the things that I post before I made that decision are very different. I'm more free now because I know I'm talking to the people who want to hear me. I'm talking to the people who have chosen to listen to me. And that is very important when you choose a platform where you want to engage. So I personally did that because the people that follow me on Instagram, I one day want to make them clients. I need to make sure that they are my target audience for not only my current content, but for the content that I'm going to create in the next 10 years. If I'm going to sell a product today, the people that are following me on Instagram have to be able to buy that product. And if they're not being able to buy the product, not only am I wasting my time, but I'm also wasting my energy, because I'm talking to the people who don't want to listen to me. They listen to me simply because they know who I am, and probably we work together, or we went to the same high school, or we come from the same hometown. So 90% of the people that I literally studied my content, and I saw who I saw who is engaged and who's not. But I also deleted the people that followed me because I boosted some content. So there's some content that I boosted for a specific purpose, and there's this is just testing out different modes, right, when you're on Instagram. And there was a time I boosted a picture. It was just a me picture, and I got a lot of followers who are from an environment or a gender that I felt like, wow, I don't want these people to follow me, I also deleted those people. So social media is not easy, guys. Like, it's really not as easy as people make it seem to be. And if it is, it's probably because that person is probably paying or boosting their pages. But if you're really intentional about it, it will take some time, and after some time, it will just boom to what it's supposed to be. And then I recently started investing in LinkedIn and and Twitter. Twitter is by far the best social media platform that I've used, because there is community. Like I don't know anyone on Twitter, and that I started from scratch, literally from zero. Like, I really enjoy it because there is such a community of people who are like you, who are trying to build their personal brands, who are trying to build their personal businesses. And the intention of being on Twitter is really so that you can improve yourself first, and then only get the followers that are also meaningful, that are also will be people that one day will be able to sell to or to help, maybe to be their consultant. So if you're in the business of consultancy, or if you're in the business of wanting to understand your market, or wanting to understand where the market is currently, or where the market is currently going, Twitter is really a best space for you. LinkedIn, I recently got a comment, so I've been consistent on LinkedIn now, and I got a comment from somebody that owns a brand that I would one day want to work with. I'm telling you this because I'm just trying to show you who's are on LinkedIn. So on LinkedIn, you want to impress the people who would book you, not necessarily your audience, but you want to impress the people who would book you, the people who would hire you, the people who would recommend you. Those are the people that you want to try to impress, right? So depending on the type of business that you are running, you need to understand, like, for example, TikTok is very natural. Like, you can literally wake up and take a video on TikTok and it will trend, right? It will get 20 million or however numbers, likes and comments and shares. And you can do the exact same thing and post it on Instagram, and it would get low engagement and low like. Not because the people on Instagram are bad, or the people on TikTok. It's just the type of medium that it is. It's just the type of platform that it is. And that is how TikTok has disrupted social media. It has literally come in, and with Instagram, you have to look a bit cute, the quality matters and all that. Where else with TikTok, it's not necessarily the case. So if you are trying to build, you just want to be on social media for the purposes of being on social media, or you just love trending, you love entertaining people, and you currently don't have a specific goal whatsoever, then TikTok is for you. When you go on TikTok, even when you swipe TikTok, like I laugh a lot when I'm on TikTok. I don't necessarily go to TikTok to look for social media advice, or to look for business advice, or to look for personal development advice. I've also seen a lot of religious advice or marital advice on TikTok. I've seen a lot of marital advice and religious advice, So yes, there is, I'm not saying there isn't content for personal development or business development or business coaching. There is, but it's not as targeted as it would be specifically on YouTube. When you go to YouTube and you type in how can I make candles, or how can I sell notebooks, or how can I improve my social media, you will find a specific creator for that, and you are able to subscribe to their channel because they speak a lot to the things that you want to do and the things that you want to develop. Whereas on Instagram, it's a lot of picture form, quality picture matters, the quality of the picture matters, So you need to understand the type of content that you're creating and who you are creating it for. But the most important thing as well is to understand the long-term reason of why you are creating content, or the specific platform that you are creating it. Because I'll tell you now, in the next 10 years, there'll be probably another social media platform or app that is better than what we currently have, that is better than what we are currently owning. When you look at people who repurpose content, if you look, for example, at Vusi Tembekwayo, I look up to him as a speaker, especially because he does not create content specifically for TikTok. All his TikTok videos are mostly repurposed. So what he will do, he will probably create a video, he will do a sit down for YouTube. So when he's creating this video, he's probably thinking of YouTube. So this is the platform that I want. So for example, this video, I'm creating it specifically for YouTube. The way my phone is positioned, the way the background is positioned, I'm thinking of how this video will look on YouTube. But then from this video, I can probably cut out some information and take it to Instagram, and take it to TikTok, and take it to LinkedIn. But I am creating this video specifically for YouTube, and then maybe bits and pieces. So you need to have you need to create like traffic, you need to create like a lot of bullets. You need to shoot a lot of, for you to get that one bullet that will know that this will be my main platform. And for me, for the longest of time, my specific platforms were YouTube and Instagram, but now I'm venturing into LinkedIn, and I've seen the results of LinkedIn. Most of my TikTok is repurposed. I've never sat down and say I'm doing this video specifically for TikTok. A friend the other day advised me that people need to know, so this is somebody who's on TikTok a lot, like she spends a lot of time on TikTok, and she said when you're on TikTok, people want to see another side of you, like the dancing, because I love dancing a lot, to old music and stuff. And she's like, you should actually put that on TikTok. People want to know that side of you on TikTok, So it's really understanding why you are on a specific platform and what. So for me, I know that my customers, for my personal development and the things that I want to sell in the future, most of them are on Instagram. And that is why I am trying so hard to understand the platform that is Instagram. I'm trying so hard to communicate on the platform that is Instagram. Most of my natural side, or my impromptu side, or my unplanned content, you will find them on my Instagram stories, because the people on Instagram are the ones I'm trying to build a relationship with, are the ones that I'm trying to communicate with. There's also what you call email marketing, and I've tried it recently. I haven't really understood it. I'm still trying to understand it. But out of that 5 that I mentioned, you really need to understand where would your client be, or your future client for that matter, and on which platform are they spending time on. And that is, you need to make it like your rule platform, so your main platform. So my main platform is YouTube and Instagram, and then everything else will flow from there. But with the recent activity and the feedback from LinkedIn, then I'm going to start making LinkedIn a specific platform that I also work for, because I saw who I can impress on LinkedIn. So you also need to work on that. So what's the point of investing in, for example, an Instagram page for your business, if your target market is not on Instagram? Like, they will not find you on Instagram. Like, the reason why, for example, I'm going to take retail, for example. So I don't need to check prices on Instagram to know what I'm going to buy at Pick n Pay. Like, I'm going to go to Pick n Pay when I do my groceries. You know, I'm going to go to Checkers when I do my groceries. If there's something I need, 1 or 2 or 3 things that I need at Woolies, I'm going to go at Woolies. I'm not going to go on social media or on Instagram to look. I'm not going to go on LinkedIn to buy a kettle. I'm not going to go on LinkedIn to look for an accommodation if I'm traveling. You understand? So you need to understand the platform that is relevant to the services that you do, and not just because TikTok is the biggest platform currently, you feel the need to be on TikTok. You know, TikTok, everybody is on TikTok. Every single party. And your product and your service and your business and your brand will never ever serve everybody. And that is why you cannot do social media for the sake of doing social media. Personal branding has become a thing. It has become an important part of our careers, an important part. I always even say, whatever you do on social media, your children are one day going to see it, and that could be the only legacy that they have of you, you know. So you have to be intentional about which platform you use and how you use it. I really wish and I hope that I try to simplify how you choose to do social media. Leave your comments down below, share, like, and tell me what kind of content regarding growing your business you would like. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe if you're not yet, and if you are subscribed, thank you so much. Press the notification button, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.